Okay, folks, a new week is upon us. We are, oh, man, I'm sorry. It's just, I glimpsed at the calendar and realized we are halfway through the month. Good grief, where has this year gone? Beyond the Gates, episode 129. Let's dive in. Let me know in the comments real quick. Do you think I should keep giving this show episode scores? It kind of feels redundant at this point. I don't know. I give this one a 9 out of 10. But let me know if for real, like, do you think I should still score this show, or do you kind of gauge how I feel about an episode based off my reviews? Just let me know. All right, so we pick up where we left off, where Derek is just in shock that Ashley proposed to him, and he's not sure he can agree to it in his condition. And he says, like, what kind of life could I give you if I'm stuck in a wheelchair? And she's like, one where we're loving each other. And she tries to prove it to him that, you know, they should get married. And it's like, I'll be Black Widow to your Hulk. And he's like, oh, with the costume and everything. And honestly, thinking of Ashley and the Scarlett Johansson thing, I'm for it. I do have a thing for redheads, but Ashley has nice hair, and I'm here for that. And I support this decision. But she's like, yeah, everything. I'm like, heck to the yeah. And he tells her that he'd love to be Mr. Ashley Morgan. And that's when Shanice comes in and they tell her the news about the proposal. And she's like, yeah, so the last time I heard anything about you two, weren't you ready to move on, Ashley? And Derek isn't too happy about that. But Ashley's like, well, she's had time to grow up a little and learn more about who she is since their breakup. I call complete horse crap. I still think this is all a spur of the moment thing where she's definitely letting her mom's influence override her own decision making. So, hey, that's just my 2 cents. But after seeing him brought into the hospital after the accident, she realized that she loved him. But the thing is, yet again, I keep saying the same thing. Ashley is making these moves out of guilt rather than love. I'm telling the truth. You might not agree with me, but I'm telling what I perceive to be the truth. So, Shanice congratulates them and says, well, time to get to work. So Ashley leaves and Shanice tells Derek that she's concerned about the real state that he's in. And it's like, will you tell Ashley about it, or will I have to do it? And he's like, wait, what are you talking about? Don't try to fool me, lover boy. I can tell that there are some signs that you really are improving. And if there's something you're not telling me, and he's acting all dumb, and she's like, well, are you getting any feelings in your leg? And he's like, no. Tell me when you do. So based on your current situation, Ashley is making these huge life decisions based off your current condition. Again, Shanice is basically verbalizing what I've been, thinking and saying in previous episode reviews. So we go over to the diner, and Naomi tells Jacob that, she's still having thoughts over a Chelsea situation. And that's when June comes to take their order because she's working at the diner now. And for the first time in a while, we see a big smile on her face and everything. So at this time, she's currently training and not getting paid yet. And she's been staying at the shelter they found for her. So she takes off with their order and to work other tables. So the couple talk about how Allison wanted Naomi as her lawyer, and June returns with the food that they never ordered, and she runs off when they explain this isn't what they wanted. So yeah, so that's when Naomi tells Jacob that Chelsea wanted her to be Allison's lawyer to ensure that she gets jail time. It'll make her feel at peace. That's an interesting conundrum for her to be in, because obviously it will be a situation where she's manipulating the system using her job to benefit someone, just like her father. Just throwing it there. But across the diner, June accidentally drops some plates and they help her clean it up. And after they gas her up about, making it through this training to, get this job to a point where it pays, she worries she's going to get fired and that she's no good to anybody. So she runs off crying. And I mean, yeah. She'll do good, maybe. And we go over to Smitty's house because Martin is still on the couch, I guess. So they're putting together some donations for a clothing drive. You got Terrell there with Grandma Nicole, because we rarely we're almost 130 episodes in, and I think I can count on one hand the number of times we've seen Nicole over at her son's house. Huh. Okay. Well, in any case, the kids go to get some shoes for the drive, and Smitty and Nicole talk about, well, the men in their lives, with Nicole telling her son-in-law that moving on has been healing, and he's like, well, do you miss Ted? And she's like, yeah, but not enough to reunite. And it's funny how Smitty's like, you can be lectury at sometimes when it comes to giving advice, and she's like, well, what about you for giving my son? And he's like, I can't commit to it just yet, but I think I understand what you mean in terms of reuniting, because you won't reunite with Ted. And the thing is, he's like, well, even though me and Martin are still going through it, he at least has the sofa. Have you even offered that to Ted? And she's like, I don't think it would be the same if I did, because she remembers how wonderful Ted and Martin were. So it's like, I don't know. That's when Martin comes in and Terrell comes down with some shoes, and Nicole leaves to, go over to Vernon and Anita's for more clothing. And once she's left, that's when the Martin and Smitty talk about their situation, and Smitty's still needing time. Martin is like, I'll try not to pressure him. And this is like drastically different from the Martin we've seen during the bulk of the series so far. So Smitty steps out, and Terrell and Samantha talk about their parents not noticing anything, and Martin jumps on the call about the charity drive and whatnot. And when he gets off the phone, he notices the kids are gone. Again, they don't notice anything. So they reassure him, and Smitty comes back downstairs with a couple more boxes for it. This is like the second drive I remember in the show, because the first one was when Kat found that leather jacket that belonged to Leslie. Yeah. Huh. Okay. Cool. I keep forgetting that, months have passed by within this show's continuity. So from there, Martin and Samantha have a little talk, and she tells him about Nathan, the guy that Aunt Kat caught her with at their place. But he remembers the guy from the launch party of the purses. And we almost hooked up, and then Martin starts to go off. But she's like, whoa, listen. I like him, but wasn't sure. It's like, I like him, but I'm not sure I wanted sex or anything. So maybe he hates me because I rejected him, and I don't know what to do. And Martin wants to lock her away so nothing like this happens again. Okay, Allison. But they agree it might be best to just talk to, her grandmother, since it's a lot for Martin to deal with right now. And that's when Samantha's like, I want to talk to June. What? Thank you, Naomi. So we get over to Ted's hotel room, and this dude's drunk as a skunk. I guess he's still, dealing with the whole telling off the Duprees family. Separate video on that I recorded. I have not edited and posted yet, but it is coming. Ted drinks to here's to forgiveness, and here's to Nicole, forever bae. Yeah, I know Keith's song is supposed to come out this week in one of the episodes. Now, Eva walks in asking, wait, are you okay? And then he tells her about Nicole and the family, closing the ranks, basically, shutting them out, and I'm not okay at all. I've been loyal and everything, and they going to treat me like this? Y'all can't do me like this! I made y'all ass. I'm sorry. I watched The Temptations over the weekend. You can't fire me. So he goes on about like Nicole having lunch with Martin and the divorce papers. And I want her back, whatever it takes. I want my baby back. And I'm mad at your mother, who poured alcohol all over the flames. So Eva takes the drink away from him, and he thanks her for listening. So she hugs him and takes him to the sofa to kind of sleep it off. But that's when we go over to Vernon and Anita, who don't like the fact that Leslie is yet again dropping by to tell them about buying the house across the street. And then she heads into the living room and tells them about the remodeling that, she plans on doing. It's like she's tearing the place down and building oh, Auntie Anita, you're going to get your hearing checked. You got to get your hearing checked. And she's talking about a shouse. What's a shouse? A studio and a house. log cabin style, mahogany with decks, glistening, glittering, garden gnomes and bear. Should I get a garden gnome? Maybe next year. And berries. And then she tells them it'll be noisy for a while as they jackhammer and do all the remodeling across the street and build a moat for the troll bridge. And, it's just like, Vernon can't. Vern is just like, who is this person? And she's like, you know what? Oh yeah, I'll also make a troll that looks just like your daughter Nicole here. So then she runs off, running into Nicole, like, there it is, that troll expression on her face. That's what I'm going for. This woman is too much. See, and this is why nobody feels bad about her getting quote unquote embarrassed. Like, nobody told you to run your ass over there to Nicole's house, kicking her out, and here you go running over to the Duprees, making a fool out of yourself. So Nicole's unhappy that Leslie's going to be in their faces all the time now. Well, just like Ted said, what about Haley and Bill? Now, Vernon calls up Gabe, the president of the country club board, and he brings up, Leslie's membership, calling her behavior in question. And they'll send her some information and pray something positive can come out of this. So later on, they jump on a call and it's settled that Leslie will not be getting a membership at the club. What? They finally use their authority to block someone out from their club? Wow, it only took 100 and almost 130 episodes. So now the next thing is trying to figure out how to keep her from moving across the street. Nicole looks good in that pink, by the way. I don't know, I just liked her in that pink. So Eva goes to visit her mom, and she's worried about Ted. So that's when Leslie's like, what's going on? And it's like, wait, why would you even care after what happened? And then Leslie assumes Ted faked her out because he's trying to hide his real feelings for her. And then she blows a kiss to God, saying that, oh, she must have forgiven me. He must have forgiven me. And then Eva's like, wait, what? No, he's over there in this hotel room drunk over Nicole. He'll get over her. So then she's like, you know what? I think it's sweet that you went over there to take care of your dad, to check on him, and maybe they should just sleep it off. And that's when she tells Eva, you know what? I got other plans, so you need to go. So that's when she puts on perfume, calls herself a bad biatch, and then leaves, changing her clothes, and, well, not her wig, thankfully. So that's when she goes over there, waking Ted up. He's like, what the hell do you want now, woman? And then she's like, you know what? I want to forgive you for that dirty joke you played on me. And it's like, I understand, So they go into his room, and he's like, well, what's going on? So she says that, hey, you know what? I think you wanted to keep me close within arm's reach. But hey, baby, I'm right here for you. So that's when she starts undressing, and he tells her, hey, stop. It's like, I want my wife. And look, I know you're tired of the Duprees and being at their mercy and whatnot. And you know how good we were together. So he looks at her a bit and is like, nah. So that's when she runs into him, locks the door, and tells him that I can make you feel good. So they start going at it. And she can feel how much he wants her, but he tells her to be quiet. So they start going to the bed, and then, well, that's the end of the episode. But yeah, it's just like one of those things where Leslie pounced when she saw an opportunity for drunk Ted to let out his emotions and whatnot. But this is going to come back to haunt him, because now you know for a fact Leslie is going to run over to Nicole's house or run over to the Duprees to flaunt it. Well, what can you do? So overall, pretty solid episode. Good way to start the week. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like and subscribe, people. Please like and subscribe. We're almost at 12,000 subscribers, and I will catch you in the next one.